Hey, this is Aksa and today we're going to talk about how to open and save a file in Photoshop. Okay, pretty basic stuff but very important thing doing Photoshop for the first time. This is really important how to open the file. When you open Photoshop for the first time, only have to go to File, Open or use the shortcut Control or Command O. Now, let me give you a tip. The tip is this: if you want to remember the shortcut to anything, all you have to do, you just look at the right inside. See what the shortcut is, okay? And one of the keys of mastering Photoshop or any other software, if you really want to be professional in that, remember the shortcuts. So go to File, Open. Now once you go to the file and open, you can locate the image what you want. Just select any image what you want and just starts working on. It's already open. Now how to close it? Just click the close button and it's get closed down. Make sure you save it before you close. But do I open images this way? No, I don't. It's so boring. Personally, what I do, I go to the folder that I want, locate the image of my choice, then just drag it and drop it into Photoshop. See how cool it is. That's what I do. Okay? Close that. Now, we're gonna learn how to create a file. This is very essential. Now, when do you need to create a file? Suppose you're creating a design or not even a design, maybe even a thumbnail, maybe your Facebook banner or cover. Then we need to create a file. Okay? Go to File and then New. If you are using Photoshop of older version, so you might not see this dialog box, but if you are using later version like CC 2017, 19 or like 2020, what I'm using right now, you will see this. Now, it already has a lot of templates, presets to choose from. For example, if you have a photo, it has landscapes, portraits, whatever. It has arts and illustrations, 1000 pixels grid, thousands by 1000 pixels. It has web, a lot of things there. But suppose you are creating your Facebook cover. So Facebook cover has a dimension of 820 by 310. So you're gonna dial it there, 820 width by 310 height. And these are pixels, measured in pixels. You can also measure in inches or in centimeters, millimeters, whatever you want. And then resolution, okay? Here's a controversial thing which I'm gonna tell you. If you are putting the width and height in inches or anything which can be measured in real life, see, pixels cannot be measured in real life. It's the digital measurement. Inches, centimeters, millimeters, they're what? They are all real life measurements. So if you put it in inches, then resolution matters, which means how many pixels per inch. Okay, so if resolution is 300 and the width is 8.5, so the total number of pixels we have along the width is what? 300 multiplied by 8.5, which is around about 2500, whatever. I'm not so good at math, but you got it. And the height would be 11 multiplied by 300 equals 3300. So it could be 3300 pixels. There will be individual 3300 pixels, just one top, one above the other. So that's what it means. But if it's in pixels, the resolution doesn't really matter. If the resolution is even 1 or you open the image, it would be of the same quality as the resolution is of, like, if you put 1000 here, doesn't really matter if it's in pixels, because resolution is what? pixels per inch. And there is no inch. There is no thing which measures something in real life. So if it's in pixels, resolution doesn't matter. But if it's in inches, it does. Because what is resolution? Number of pixels per a particular distance, okay, which can be measured in real life. That's all there is. So I usually work with pixels. I never go into inches, and if I ever have to create something like A4 size, the template is already there. So I would go to pixels. So for Facebook cover, it is a 20 by 310. Resolution doesn't matter at this point. Choose RGB color. So if you are doing anything for the screen, choose RGB color. Anything for the screen, RGB color. 8-bit is fine. 16-bit is a bit heavy, have more color information. You can go for that if your machine can handle it. But here is the thing. 16-bit does not allow some filters. So for just fast things, and if you want to apply every filter, then 8-bit is the one that you want to use. I mostly use 8-bit, never go into 16. Background. So what do you want your background to be consist of? Do you want it to be white? Do you want it to be black or transparent? Or you want it to be background color? But here, just leave it as a white. Here, go for the advanced options. Now this is very important. If you are doing anything for the screen, choose Srgb. You must all experience that whenever you upload your photo into your social media, the colors just changed. It changes because you are working on the wrong color profile. Facebook does not support Pro Photo RGB. Neither does any other social media. They just convert that. So make sure you are working in working RGB, Srgb. Srgb is for screen and is supported by most operating systems, softwares, programs, monitors and printers. So yes, Srgb is the word's default color space. Okay, scale pixels, and that's fine. Create. Now, right now you have the dimensions of Facebook cover, right? So let me just drag and drop the one of the photos above this. Okay, so I want to have this of my cover. Just gonna drag it and drop it over the canvas, so you can just make it bigger in proportion. For older versions, hold the shift to make it in proportion, but in this 2020 you don't have to do. Just drag it out and it's get bigger in proportion. Okay, now when you have created your cover, just go to the file, save as. Now once you click on save as, you have a couple of bunch of options here which might confuse you. So this is the file name that you wanna keep your image in. For example, I kept fish, and this type, JPEG, PNG, what format do you want to save it as? If you want to retain the transparency, you might want to save it as a PNG. But if your image does not have a kind of transparency, then JPEG is the key. Also, if you are working on a project, okay, and you want to save that and you want to start the project and start from that exact moment where you left off, and you want to make some changes, so you want to save the whole project. That time you want to save as a PSD. Now, PSD is a file which will only be opened to by Photoshop software, okay? It will keep all your adjustments that you did in that. JPEG. You know a JPEG. You can directly share it into Facebook, get it printed and social media and do all that stuff. PNG can also be shared, but it is great for retaining transparency. Okay, save. Make sure your quality sets at 12. So if you want to save a file, that's a way. Also, there's another way which is more better. So why you are saving a file? Let me just show you. Okay, so go to the file, export as. That's the other way of saving a file. Also gives you a bunch of options which are very important for social media. Yeah. Okay, so if you go to export as, you get a bunch of options, and these are available only in the later versions of Photoshop. So in export as, you can change the dimensions of the photos you're uploading into Facebook, or you gotta find out what's the best for your social media and just typed it in. Also, one essential thing which others don't do is that convert this image into sRGB color space. Everything which is on the screen, sRGB is the color space format. If you go for Pro Photo RGB color space, colors will change. Why do they change? Because you are using another color space. So, this export as dialog box gives you the option of converting this into sRGB while you're saving this. So make sure anything on the web, anything on the screen, anything which is going for the screen, make sure you convert that into sRGB. Now, once you click export, it will ask you a file name and stuff like this, and you can save it. You know how to do the rest, okay? So it really helps you. Also to reduce the file size. Also it gives a very nice thing. I saved as this into this. It gives me an estimated file size. Also it allows you to control the quality. If you decrease the quality, the file size will decrease. So for social media, 80% is more than enough. Okay, so if a website has a submission requirements that I require this dimensions and the file should be less than 2 MB, then you can play with quality and play with the dimensions. Make sure this is checked, dialing the dimensions, and then click export. Try to play with quality, but don't go beyond 60. I would say be above than 60 and 70. Keep that in mind. So that's the other way to save a file. I hope this video helped you, and if it did, then make sure to give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe this channel. And I'll see you guys again in my next one. So stay tuned and always keep polishing your skills to make your own label.